U.S. Highway 101 runs for 1,500 miles from as far south as Los Angeles, California to as far north as Olympia, Washington. It's an iconic route that hits its peak along the 363 miles of Oregon's rugged and stunning coastline. Oregon's coast is fairly evenly split between sandy beaches and rocky shorelines and is often accented by the colliding forces of mountains and ocean. It's no surprise that it is one of the country's most popular stretches of highway for starry-eyed road trippers, with thousands of scenic vistas and numerous quaint communities awaiting endeavoring motorists. The Coast Range is home to more than just pretty views and cute towns, with a growing number of top-notch mountain bike trails up and down Oregon's staggeringly beautiful coast. That's why I rented this here van and decided to see a few of these places for myself. My name is Brice Shirbach, and this is Underexposed, the Oregon Coast Road Trip Special. 3 communities in particular stand above the rest on Oregon's coast: Clutchie Creek and Cannon Beach, Big Creek and Newport, and Whiskey Run and Bandon. All 3 offer up diverse and stellar riding opportunities, and while a few hundred miles separate them, they share a sense of kinship that comes from digging, riding, and advocating on the coast. They are also all 3 part of the Ride the Dirtwave series, now in its 3rd year of celebrating Oregon coastal shreddery, with each location serving as a stop for the Summer Festival and Race series. In addition to enjoying the trails firsthand, I had the good fortune to learn more about the communities that surround these networks by chatting with some of the people behind them, starting with Sierra Spindler from the Clutchie Creek group of the Northwest Trail Alliance. Sierra is from Cannon Beach, which is a town most well known for its role in the 1980s classic adventure film The Goonies, but as it turns out, mountain biking is starting to make some pretty big waves of its own in this small town.
My name is Sierra Spindler, and I am a member of the local stewardship team here at Clutchie Creek Trails, and I also happen to run our social media and email marketing. How to describe Cannon Beach? A lot of people refer to it as the place where the mountains meet the sea. It's a very magical place that it's hard to put into words. We have a lot of rainforest here, but also, I guess just a lot of dynamic forest too. It's a small town, small community. There's about 1,200 people that live in Cannon Beach, so you pretty much know everybody once you've been here for a couple years. We are on private property, and so this is Lewis and Clark Timberland, managed by Nuveen Natural Capital, and we have a really good working relationship, and that really started, like I said, kind of the beginning of the trails in 2019, where a handful of locals were really excited about the opportunity to build mountain bike trails. And so it's a really good relationship on our local stewardship team. We have someone who is close to the land managers, and so we have a really good open communication with them. There's been a lot of excitement and a lot of hype around, like I said, still some new trails and still our growth, while we're still refining some of the trails that are here now. It kind of changes with the season because the weather, and every year, whether we get more rain or more heat in the summertime and the trails dry out, sometimes we just have to adapt and change some of the features in the trails. So it seems like it's very dynamic and always moving, even if some trails are solid trails that have been here since the beginning. It seems like there's always something new to discover, and so we're really, like I said, really excited about that.
You're not the king of California. 3 a.m. there's nothing for you. When you start to reveal nothing's really what you feel, I could've warned you. 'Cause I know, you'll never let me down. You're such a smoke show, baby, when you burn low, waving through my mind like a 70s comedian. You're such a smoke show, I can't seem to keep hope dancing in your glow, just watching your smoke show.
It was time to say goodbye to this beautiful town and friendly locals and head south along the 101 with a quick cheese stop and make my way 110 miles to Newport, Oregon. The community of just over 10,000 is home to world-class marine biology research and year-round outdoor recreation, and is also home to the newest trail system of the Dirtwave trio, the Big Creek Trails. And I was lucky enough to connect with Daniela Crowder and the Newts to learn more about this Central Coast community.
Well, my name is Daniela Crowder, and I am the Vice President of the Newport Trail Stewards, also known as the Newts. And I also own a mountain bike events company called Oregon Rides and Events. So we've been in Newport 20 years, and what brought us here was, we bought this bike shop 20 years ago. We just sold it 3 weeks ago. So it's definitely, it's a changing of the guard happening here. But we moved here, as I said, 20 years ago to raise our son. He was 1 year old at the time. And we wanted to raise him in a beautiful community. This is a gorgeous beach town. And we knew it would be a wonderful place to raise kids. And what a place to raise a son, at a bike shop. So that's what we did.
Yeah.
Since we just sold the bike shop, everyone's been asking us, like, oh, are you moving now? And we're like, no way, why would we move? Like, this is our home. Newport is fishing community. We've got an educational community. We've got NOAA. We've got Hatfield Marine Science Center. It's like an amazing place where people who are hardworking on the boats and people who are like in the classrooms all mesh together. And it's kind of your typical Oregon community in that manner. The trail system has grown like phenomenally over the years. I mean, every time I'm out there, I'm surprised, like, oh my God, it's a new trail. Like, I can't believe it. So it makes it worthwhile to come to Newport. You're gonna get a good day in of riding. You come here, it's not just one or two, there's many trails out there. We've got Black Diamond, we've got green level trails, got a little bit of everything.
Over desert land, where the sun beats down like a cattle brand. No sign of water, but you quench my thirst. You're the only one living, and still you burn. You're a sight to see, so fierce, so free, such a mystery. Keep going your way, don't ever change, baby. I see you shining in a world of shade. Try to steal your colors, but you still don't fade. I wanna take you to the after hour. Cactus flower, you're a cactus flower. I see your petals.
After my ride at Big Creek, it was time once again to load up and head south. The 120 miles from Newport to Bandon hugs the coast and offers up one jaw-dropping view after another, with the scenic route eventually bringing you to the crown jewel of mountain biking along the Oregon coast, the Whiskey Run trails just north of Bandon. It was here where I met with Zach Martin, board president of the Wild Coast Trail Association, to dive deeper into life and trails in a working forest.
I'm Zach Martin, and I'm the chair of the Wild Coast Trails Association. Yeah, so we're a trail advocacy group that covers Southwest Oregon. So it's the two furthest southwest counties in Oregon, Coos County and Curry County. We cover Whiskey Run, Winchester Trails, where we're sitting currently, which is the 100 Acre Woods trail system in Coquille. It's actually a newer trail system. And then we have some really, really cool stuff down south in the kind of Gold Beach Ranger District. There's a ton of really awesome trails down there as well. I'd actually had passed through this area several times when I lived in Portland, going down to the Redwoods. And, kind of this is one of the furthest south places that you can come from I-5 before you have to actually dip down into California to come back to the 101. So I had driven through here on my way down there to the Redwoods, and I just kind of fell in love with it. So the first opportunity I had to move down here, I took it, and it's just a really cool place. Like it's one of, I think, the few places, the whole coast in general is super rugged and kind of raw and undeveloped, but this place feels even kind of more so. Like, it just feels really untamed, and I think that's one of the coolest places about it. What you'll see at Whiskey Run is like, just very, very flowy, kind of like coastal mountain type of stuff, and then you come in a little bit, just a little bit further inland to like 100 Acre Woods here, or you go up to Blue Ridge, and then it gets a little steeper, a little loamier, and then you go down to like the Gold Beach Ranger District and the trails that are in Agnes down there, and that stuff's like really steep, like really mountainous, almost kind of has like an Oak Ridge kind of vibe to it. So it's really different, actually, depending on where you're at in our little corner of the state.
I want you to know I'm letting time just pass me by until I find the time to fly, and then I'm out. I don't know where, but I'm headed somewhere else. And from the start I knew I could.
mountain biking in a way has saved my life. Like it's been one of those things that, you know, both physically, but like mentally as well. Like the confidence that mountain biking gives you, the community that it gives you, like all those things are so special to me because what they've done for me personally, and I want everybody to be able to have that experience.
You know, being involved in your community, in my mind, that's like number one. You want where you live, you want to make it better. And it's like, I keep getting older and these kids just like, they keep getting better and better. It's like, oh my God, I remember when they were little, and I love that. It's a great feeling.
We really try to get the stoke around the folks who do want to show up and get some hard work. I think there's a lot of pride in that too, of, again, just our local community coming together and building something that, you know, otherwise wouldn't be here without that community kind of heartbeat.
It's easy to be a bit overwhelmed by a place like the Oregon coast, with equal measures of captivating beauty, friendly faces, and brilliant trails. There just aren't a lot of places in the world that are this magnetic. The Oregon coast isn't very easy to get to, as the 101 isn't exactly a superhighway, which might explain why so many people who pay this place a visit end up as locals. It's never easy to leave this place, so who knows, one of these days I might just need to take a road trip back out here and stay a while longer.